Alright. Let's see how far we can get in the about 3 hours of time I currently have to spend playing video games. Got plenty of story, and then our last big decision. Frederica hears the voices of the people as she walks the city streets. Mixed up my right from left for a second. To press the auto button.
More who accepted Asphrost's rule than I imagined.
Glenbrook's history is long. Yet, that is why hierarchy and precedent hold sway. This is a stubborn land, my lady, not given to easy change. Though Archduke Gustadolf, acting in the name of freedom, granted privilege after privilege to the powerful. For people used to Glenbrook's rigid customs, I suppose that sort of change must have been too seductive to resist.
Perhaps. But his freedom was not but greed and cruelty.
Lady Frederica, I've been searching everywhere for you.
A Wolffort messenger. Did you run all this way? What's happened?
My lady, I hail from Castle Wolffort, bearing tidings of Lord Symon.
Has he awakened?
He has. He is in high spirits and recovering well. And he is most pleased to hear of the capital's recapture. He bids you visit Castle Wolffort so he can honor you himself.
Oh, I must bring these glad tidings to Serenoa at once. How long it has been since I've seen him smile.
There is one more bit of news I have for you, my lady, but it is not so happy.
Is there some sort of trouble in the Wolffort domain?
Bandits are laying waste to the Rosellan village. To our shame, Castle Wolffort does not have enough soldiers to stop this. We would beg Lord Serenoa's wisdom in this matter.
The enemy must be powerful indeed. We cannot leave the Rosellan village defenseless.
Let us inform the others. Messenger, with us.
Sounds important.
Well, well. Things are about to get interesting.
Considering Milo's allegiances, I'm wondering how she's going to officially join the group on this route. Roland takes steps to rebuild the Crown City, but Patriatte and the Royalists have other ideas.
The coronation ceremony. Certainly there are more important matters to focus on right now.
A coronation is important to assuage the people's fears and restore their faith, besides which it is the Royalists' most fervent wish. A kingdom is only truly as strong as people believe it to be, and right now the world believes Glenbrook weak. The ceremony will be a display to the contrary.
Is this truly the remedy our situation calls for? Right now I imagine the people care only for where their next hot meal will come from.
Rest assured, sire, House Wolffort will see your subjects shan't go hungry. But trust me when I say nothing will hasten Glenbrook's return to her former glory so much as announcing the return of Regna's rightful heir. To win your subjects' hearts, you need do nothing but ascend to your position upon the throne.
You mean sit my royal backside on a fancy chair?
In a manner of speaking. A king's duty is first and foremost serving as his kingdom's symbol. You needn't trouble yourself with day-to-day governance. We will assume that burden. After all, you have only just been crowned.
There will be no ceremony. The people will tell us what they need, and you will listen to them, Patriatte. That is my command.
As you wish, King Roland.
How fare things, Huette? Have the relief supplies been given to those who need it?
Well, we had received a sizable shipment of goods from Hyzant, but there are complaints. It seems very few of those goods have made it into the hands of the people.
And why is that?
We aren't certain, though apparently Patriatte and the Royalists involve themselves with the distribution.
Damn those Royalists! They cannot be left to their own devices.
Going on over here. With Glenbrook reclaimed and Esros dealt a heavy blow, Hyzant takes the opportunity to make a strategic move.
House Wolfort and Minister Exham's forces have reclaimed the Crown City.
I wonder if Tenebris is going to get zapped again.
And not only that, they have dealt a heavy blow to the Esfrosti forces in killing Thalas and other commanding officers.
We couldn't have hoped for a better outcome.
Oh, to see Gustadolf's face when he hears the news. Now he'll have no choice but to come crawling to us on hands and knees, begging for salt. Though, this could be our chance to crush the duchy once and for all.
Just because they're licking their wounds does not make them easy prey. They still have their iron, after all.
Iron. We can get iron. All we need do is make Glenbrook hand over the Grand Norzellian mines to us. A paltry price to pay for our bountiful aid in their restoration of the Crown City.
The Grand Norzellian mines. The spark that lit the flame of Esfrost's aggression. But why go through the trouble to seize an iron source when they have all the iron they could ever need? I should have Milo look into the matter.
Connecting the puzzle pieces.
Idor?
Well, regardless, we control the salt. I say we bide our time until Esfrost admits they are defeated. Besides, Glenbrook seeks our aid in their reconstruction efforts, do they not?
Yes. King Roland and Minister Serenoa have both asked for help, and sent reports detailing the extent of the damage to the Crown City.
Thanks to
Send
XM
forth
and
a veritable
Camcel.
bounty. To Minister Serenoa of the Saintly Seven, that is.
Ah, yes. A show of the goddess's grace to the people, and as a wedge to drive between him and the king.
Esfrost, Glenbrook, they will both be ours before long.
I gotta say, that point is never brought up again. At least, I don't think it is. The paths before House Wolfort diverge, meaning they will have to go their separate ways for the first time. Which way will Serenoa take?
Thank you all for helping to determine the extent of the damage to the capital. This information will be invaluable as we proceed with reconstruction. There is also happy word from Castle Wolfort. My Lord Father is awake. They say he is recovering apace and is already up and walking.
Those are glad tidings indeed.
He says he would like to see us and hear of all that has passed while he was taken ill.
Then what are we waiting for? I'll saddle the horses.
Would that we could depart at once, but the messenger brought another piece of news.
Bandits plague the outskirts of the Rosellan village.
It's just bandits, they can
Jerome
take care of
and
them.
Spoker here. They can handle a few mangy thieves, surely.
Not according to the messenger. The bandits are proving a formidable foe.
Which is why they have asked us for aid.
Apologies for my tardiness. It's sudden, I know, but I must ask you a favor.
What is it?
I suspect Patriatte and his royalists of filching relief supplies.
We've no proof it's them, but the fact remains. The people in most need of those goods are not receiving them.
The matter warrants investigating at the very least, and I would ask for Wolfort's assistance.
I see. Well, we were just discussing what we ought to do next. Allow me to explain the 3 courses of action before us. 1. Return to Castle Wolfort as my Lord Father requests. 2. Defend the Rosellan village from bandits. Or 3. Remain in the capital to investigate the Royalists.
Lord Symon has recovered. What splendid news. If I could only go to him myself and thank him for all House Wolfort has done. But I cannot leave the capital in the throes of a possible scandal. Too many hold the royal family in contempt as it is.
That may be the case, but now that Lord Symon has awoken, someone must make sure he is healthy and apprise him of recent events. I would go to Castle Wolfort, Lord Serenoa, if it pleases you.
My heart breaks for the Rosellan village. Let me go to its defense, even if I must go alone.
I cannot allow that. It's far too dangerous a task for one person.
Well, I would have the Wolfort soldiers with me, of course. Besides, do you recall our first meeting?
Of course I do. You were being assailed by rogues at the port.
If you hadn't been there, who knows what would have become of me. But I am not as weak now as I was then. I am stronger, enough that I shall bring no dishonor to House Wolfort's name. My lord, have faith in me. Let me do this.
Very well.
It seems best that Benedict, Frederica, and I each attend to these pressing matters, separately.
Indeed, but the rest of us cannot be in 3 places at once. We can only choose one path to take. Bring the scales of conviction.
Scales. I cannot help but feel restless. We reclaimed the Crown City and have already begun restoration efforts. There should be no question as what needs to be done here. And yet, something has me unsettled. I am a conversationalist. Let's go do some talking. You're important. I must admit, I am deeply fascinated by you, Lord Serenoa. A lord turned saint who won back his kingdom from his frosty clutches and saw the prince back to his throne. I can only wonder how your people will welcome such a hero home. Pray allow me to accompany you, my lord. If I go to Wolford, I suppose Milo will be coming with me. Are there no conversations out here? There's one. Our salt reserves are running low. We must restore trade with Hyzan as soon as possible. As one of the Saintly Seven, isn't there anything you can do? You needn't worry so much. The consortium and merchants are already on the move. Let us give them some time. Isn't that putting the cart before the horse? If you allow merchants to do as they please, our kingdom will lose face. You will, of course, expedite officially restoring trade, but it is critical that we stabilize our salt supplies. And we could accomplish that quicker and avoid any unnecessary confusion by using the merchants. I see, drastic times call for drastic measures. It's more important right now to adapt rather than being bound by the usual order of things. You put my mind at ease, Lord Wolfort. I cannot thank you enough. And that lady over there. I'm assuming I won't be able to pick up another immunity amulet from the fountain. Yep. We Royalists, along with Minister Patriatte himself, are helping rebuild the capital. We must reverse all the changes that Esfros has wrought and see the Crown City back to its former glory. I know that there are many problems facing the kingdom now, but us Royalists are more than happy to take care of everything. Let us serve King Roland together. Please see to domestic affairs and reassure the people that everything will be okay. You would be honored too, my lord. Together I am sure this kingdom will thrive like never before. By the by, if there is anything House Wolford needs, simply say the word. Just between you and me, us royalists have our ways of getting our hands on certain things. Enough, I will say this only once. King Roland will not tolerate any sort of injustice, even from royalists. A new king sits upon the throne now. Things will not be as they once were. I shall take your words to heart. No, she won't. Let us slap a save down. And convince everyone we can to move over, to return to House Wolford.
Lord Serenoa.
We finally managed to rout the Asrosti forces from the capital. But it seems our busy days are not over yet. We must decide which issue requires our attention most. Also, I like how there's a supporter for Frederica and Roland, but none for Benedict. I wish to return home and tell father of our victory. You would have us return to Wolfort, my lord. I don't think this is the right decision. Now's the time for Roland to show his people what he is capable of. We would be naught but a hindrance.
Yes?
Indeed, this is an important time to regain the people's trust in the royal family. It would be best for House Wolford to take a step back. But even though King Roland is at the forefront, we should not forget that we are still his vassals and ought to protect and support him however we can. I understand your concerns for our home, and yet... Yeah, we got her. Eridor? The Crown City's finally back in Glenbrook's hands, but our work's far from over.
Listen, lad.
Where do you think we should go from here, lad? That dialogue at the top is just the same thing, but with the "so lad" at the very beginning of the sentence. I wish to return home and tell father of victory. Should have seen that one coming. So why Wolford, eh? My father has just regained consciousness. Don't you wish to see him too, Eridor? Of course I do. I near burst into tears when I heard he's back on his feet. Why not go back home and see him as soon as possible, and tell him all about your exploits?
And further.
To be honest, I think going back to Wolford is what's best for us right now. Nice. Gila.
Ah, yes?
Things are slowly settling down in the capital. Right now would be the perfect time to pay the Rosellen village a visit. The rumors of bandits are clearly troubling her. Perhaps you could help put her mind at ease. The lady clearly worries about the Rosellen village. Why not consider paying a visit with her? I wish to return home and tell father of victory. You wish to return to Wolfort, my lord. If we go to Wolfort, Milo is likely to come with us. We can take the chance to learn more about her. Do you think Hyzant is scheming something and using her to that end? I am one of the 7 now. I do not think they mean us any harm. It would be wise for us not to let our guard down.
Uh-huh.
But of course, we are still unbelievers. It would serve us well to be vigilant of the Holy State's movements. And having Milo close might shed some light on their intentions.
I require some time to think.
I understand your concerns for your home, my lord. If that were our only issue, the decision would be an easy one. Alas. Alright, Huet. We may have freed the capital from Esflos's clutches, but there is still so much work to be done. As a member of the King's Guard, I wish to stay here and help unify the Crown City. And I wish to return home to tell father of our victory. I see, you wish to return to Wolfort. Now that he is king, Roland must resolve matters in the capital himself. Only he can unite his people and restore Glenbrook to its former glory.
Good point.
I see. So you believe he must be the one to bring the royalists to justice and regain the people's trust. Even I can see that dissent among the citizens. But as you said, it may be necessary to leave things entirely in his hands to allow him to establish his position as king.
Okay.
I see now why you would return to the Wolfort domain instead. That should be good. Persuasion, commence voting.
It is time to cast our votes. We have 3 options before us. Return to the Wolfort domain, depart to the Rosellan village, or stay in the capital. Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I don't really get why they can't stop by the Wolfort domain on their way to the Rosellan village, but okay.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I stand with you, my lord. You will lead House Wolfort to where it belongs.
You have my vote.
After much deliberation, I have decided to let your convictions lead us.
I have faith in you.
I was uncertain, but I trust your judgment, Lord Serenoa. And Eridor?
You won me over.
Got no good reason to disagree with you, lad. You have my vote. And that should be everybody.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Except for Roland and Frederica, but that's obvious. Let's head to Wolfort.
The way forward is decided. We return to the Wolfort domain with Benedict, and inform Father that we have reclaimed the capital.
And this officially marks every single route before the ending choice is taken.
Return to the Wolfort domain, to my father's side.
Lord Symon will be most pleased to see you, I am certain.
Of course. Fulfill your duty to your father. I shall see to things in the capital.
And I shall attend to the Rosellan village. Please give Lord Symon my best. Oh, Lord Serenoa, you are returning home? What perfect timing. I was thinking of heading to the Wolfort domain myself. Might I accompany you?
Milo, how'd you sneak into the castle?
Oh, let's just say I have my ways. You might find the companionship of such a capable woman a boon on the road.
I know not what her aims are, my lord, but I do know she will be easier to watch by your side.
Indeed. All right, Milo, you may come. But you'll be put to work for the household. Understood?
Of course, my lord.
Then this is farewell for now. King Roland, Frederica, until our reunion in the capital.
Roland and Frederica left the party. The banner's worth completed. We're on the road again.
With the capital once more under their control, the members of House Wolfort disperse to the various corners of the domain. Roland, for his part, works to rid the Crown City of his political enemies. Frederica repairs to the Rosellan village. Serenoa, Benedict, and the others, meanwhile, make a triumphant return to Castle Wolfort, where Lord Symon eagerly awaits their arrival.
Chapter 15, Part 2. When Our Paths Part.
Hark! The young rulers have returned.
You're back! You're back! You made it!
Show some respect, lad.
They've driven Esfrost from our lands and brought the kingdom back from the brink. And one of them is no less than one of Hyzant's saintly 7.
Dare I say, an achievement greater than Lord Symon ending the Salt-Iron War. Fills me with pride enough to think I'd done it myself.
I'm sorry, Mr. Lord King. I didn't mean it.
You've done nothing wrong. Address me as you please. I thank you one and all for your efforts in seeing us through to victory.
Oh, you are too gracious, my lord.
As is the Hierophant, who saw fit to bless us with a boatload of salt. And all thanks to you, Lord Serenoa.
The Hierophant, you say?
Wow! That's amazing!
Isn't it just? Bold is the nation that besmirches House Wolfort's honor now.
I reckon not even the king himself would speak ill of us now.
Course not. It was this lad what made that mask-wearing coward of a prince the king.
Okay, that's a little much.
All hail House Wolfort.
All hail Mr. Lord.
You didn't have to insult Roland behind his back.
Serenoa is truly a man of the people.
And he's got the might to defend him. He's earned their trust.
And so he may as well be king. I must say I do appreciate a powerful man. Perhaps I should cast my lot in with the future rather than the past.
The cowardly prince they refer to is King Roland, no doubt.
Familiarity breeds contempt.
I pray that's all it is. Hyzant's overtures are most bold. They mean to lure us in.
Svarg receives a summons from Gustav. However,
Lord Svarog, you've been summoned to the capital with regard to the death snow. How long do you intend to defy the Archduke's orders?
I've no time for his trifling inquiries, now that Glenbrook has been wrested from our hold. I fear an assault on the duchy is imminent. We must fortify Twins Gate.
Such an order would be mine to give, not yours.
Begone! I was a fool to think you could protect the duchy's lands.
The Archduke shall render his judgment.
Damn his judgment, and everything it has wrought! Leaving that fool Thalis in charge of Glenbrook brought this upon us.
I shall pass your words on to him, then.
See that you do, messenger boy. And let him know that if he wishes for me to follow his orders, he will speak the truth, and nothing but.
and over in Hyzant. Though the Saintly Seven praise House Wolfort for their glorious victory, they know they must be ever vigilant.
Once proud Esfrost has been laid low, and Prince Roland installed as King of Glenbrook. Perhaps now they understand how powerful we are.
There is yet more good news. We have coaxed enough power from the Elfric to power the automaton.
Oh, have the spoils of war ever been so great?
A question House Wolfort no doubt asks themselves. Are you not troubled by their gains? The people of Glenbrook rally around their newly returned hero as we speak. I fear we have unwittingly created an enemy to rival Esfrost, or worse.
Which is precisely why I have sent Milo to watch their every move. We shall be informed of any plots against us in due course.
And you are content to trust this, Milo?
What does it matter if I trust her? The goddess shall render final judgment to any and all traitors.
Be they spies, or one of the Saintly Seven.
Indeed. May we never live to witness such a tragedy.
Finally, something new. Serenoa returns triumphant to Wolfort and makes for his father's chambers to see him at once.
How fares my father?
He is most lucid, my lord, though asleep at the moment. I fear the malady has sapped much of his strength.
I mean, he's basically been a vegetable for the last few months. At most, like 1 or 2 months.
Word of your recent exploits lifted his spirits considerably. He cannot wait to hold a feast and praise you before the entire house.
Ha! May he forget he said that upon waking.
You should accept the honor with grace, my lord. He is your father, after all.
I would gladly accept, of course. Even hearing secondhand that he takes pride in my efforts threatens to swell my head.
That evening.
The young lord has reclaimed Glenbrook, Lady Destra. He fought as valiantly as Symon or Regna. Would you were here to witness it.
Forgive me, Benedict.
No, forgive me, Lord Serenoa. I shall take my leave.
Nonsense. You are the reason I